cigars.
Yeah, right.
Right?
Torch the
Get him to. I'm here with her.
yeah, the vocal box.
That'd be great.
How many more We're good? Okay. And we're here with President Awesome, aka Dana Brown. Who from the media has the first question?
Eddie Mercado here with Bloody Elbow. First of all, congrats on your very first Karate Combat event as president. I guess you popped your proverbial cherry, as they say.
Yes, sir.
So, give me your assessment versus expectations versus how it really went down.
Well, I'll say this. I was very nervous for this event because this was short notice for me, right? I took over only about 2.5 weeks ago. So I was nervous to make sure this was my first chance to show what this revolution is. I don't want people to think that I'm just using catchphrases. I want them to feel a difference. But I feel like we did it. The energy in the room was electrifying. It was completely different than it was in the past. Everyone felt that aggression and that animalistic feel to Karate Combat, and I think it was much needed. There was many more finishes. We gave some war speeches to the fighters, by the way. That was something new we did. Before the fights, I went up to each fighter. We did some war speeches. I think this helped with the attitude, so they were chased for that finish. One of the most exciting fights in our history, right? One of the most exciting cards in our history. And this is the start of the revolution. I'll tell you this, Vegas, I actually have time to prepare for. Vegas is gonna blow everyone away. There's already things that I have planned that I haven't released yet because I want to do little by little. And everyone's gonna be very excited.
What would you say was your biggest challenge? Like you said, short notice, kind of flying by the seat of your pants, trying to get your bearings.
Definitely.
What was the biggest challenge in all of this?
I'll tell you this, both Chinese athletes did not have their visas this week. They couldn't even come into this country. So there was just one night where me and some of my coworkers were like, we're not sleeping until we get them here. And they were waiting at the airport to get an email with the proper information to get on the flight. And we were able to get them. They didn't land, they missed weigh-ins. They didn't land till the night of Wednesday, to weigh in late. And they still performed, that female fight, the first one was tremendous. That Chinese girl was unbelievable. And then the gentleman too, his chin, his toughness, he really came back and he showed something special. So, it was amazing.
In that fight, there was a point deduction. His name's Zane. There was a point deduction, and the scorecards got kind of weird. They went to an extra round. What was kind of going on? Was the deliberating going on? With
yes, we needed to make sure everything was fair, and it was arguable, but it needed to go to another round. The way I saw it, and thank God the way the judges saw it, they started tallying it up way too fast.
Right.
And it was like, because they didn't subtract the 1 point. So they had the Frenchman winning, but which is true if they didn't take off that point. But because they took off that point, the Chinese fighter won the second round plus a point off. So it was 2-2. And thank God they added it up. At first they didn't. It would have been a wrong decision, but we fixed that with the commission. It was the correct decision. The extra round came into place. And in all honesty, there was no loser in that fight. I hate to say it, somebody has to lose, but man, I wish it was a W for both. They truly deserved it. I really wish. It's an amazing fight.
Well, naturally, next question, when's Karate Combat China happening?
Actually, it is in the works. That's why you saw 2 Chinese fighters today.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
So it is in the works for 20. There's some crazy, damn. I can't tell you guys a lot of things.
You're the man, you're the president.
There's a lot of things you're gonna find out, and it's just gonna keep shocking people. People are gonna be like, how the hell did they do this? It's gonna be insane. But I can say, China in 2024, this is gonna happen. We're getting this done. Yes, sir.
I got a quick rule question. I know kicks above the knee are illegal.
Yes.
In Karate Combat. Why?
So the idea, and I'll tell you this, I have a different reasoning than a lot of traditionalists. I think the reason why traditionalists don't want that is because they don't want other styles to come in and use their, like for example, Muay Thai kicks, and then it ends up not becoming karate. Now I'll tell you something, I completely disagree with them. My reasoning is this, I want karate to become the most powerful striking art again. I really want that, right? The idea that there's takedowns involved in our striking league, and 5 seconds of ground and pound. All this stuff just makes the karate rule set more realistic. And our strikers will be more complete. It's more applicable to real life. Whereas the Muay Thai guys are just standing in the center. Hey, I would blast double you, put you on the ground, you won't do anything about it. Our guys, that's not the case. They can do inside trips. They got Lucio, Soto, they got everything. They got all the takedowns. Now, here's the thing. Here's my logic about the kick. The kick to the thigh is very dangerous with takedowns involved. It can get caught, different things like that. We're using the calf kick, a more damaging kick, and a kick that can't be caught. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna funnel our karate athletes to become experts at the safest attacks to use when there's takedowns involved. 5 years from now, the most dangerous strikers on the planet when it comes to MMA or a real fight are gonna be karate athletes. I promise you this. We will evolve people in this rule set, and it'll make karate the strongest art. I promise you. That's why it's like that for me.
Along that train of thought, do you think you'll start putting your karatekas up against different disciplines?
It needs to happen. Look, I had a lot of pushback before I became president. There was a tremendous pushback because I want to sign a variety of different athletes into our sport. They're fighting in our rule set. If they beat you, your karate needs to evolve. The same problem happened with jiu-jitsu. I've been doing jiu-jitsu for 17 years. Same thing happened with jiu-jitsu. Traditional jiu-jitsu artists didn't want to learn leg locks, right? Jiu-jitsu came to America, and guess what? All these black belts for 15 years can't survive against a purple belt. It's the truth. I couldn't either. And I had to train with John Danaher, Gordon Ryan, Gary Tonin, and I'm a different person because of that. But we can't be like that, or else we get left in the past. So these karate guys need to let that go and understand. Bring the and I signed him, the undefeated BKFC world champion. He's gonna fight, he's gonna debut in Las Vegas. I'm not gonna say his name yet. Bring him. Phenomenal, legendary Muay Thai fighter. I'm gonna bring him too. We're gonna get all these guys, I got chills. We're gonna bring all these guys. And if you can't beat them in your own rule set, you gotta evolve your karate. That's plain and simple. And we will. It's gonna take time, and we will. These traditionalists are fucking pissed off at me, but it is what it is, man. Stay mad. What can I say to you? Whatever.
Well, thank you so much.
Of course, sir.
To redirect it back to Karate Combat 42 again, what an incredible night. Was there any outstanding performances that were especially notable to you? Obviously the defense in the main event, first female champion Alejandro Brugal with a blistering knockout. What stood out to you tonight?
You know, I would have such an honest, I'm a really honest, blunt guy. I'd have such an honest, blunt answer for you. The thing is, these people were amazing. They just made me so proud. And this being my first event involved, honestly, man, I'm a loud guy, and a lot of people consider me arrogant. I'm humbled right now. Honestly humbled to be able to stand in front of these athletes and speak to them and help promote their careers. I mean, wow, who stood out to me? I don't want to say one name. All you guys were phenomenal. That's just what it is. All you guys were phenomenal. That's it.
And I want to peel back the curtain a little bit and, you know, in the effort of transparency, what are some things where you're like, okay, that's an area of improvement? Like what happened tonight where you go, okay, we could do that better next time?
Yeah, there were a lot of things, man. There are a lot of things internally that I'll go ahead and take care of. Besides that, as far as the fighters, I think they did a great job. There was one fight where they were a little too hesitant. Azerbaijani, I felt a little too hesitant. He has an extreme amount of talent. I think he was intimidated by the size of his opponent. I think it's just a visual thing. Yeah. I really think it wasn't the truth. It was just visual. And once he started realizing that, he started getting confident. It was too late, though. He's going to evolve because of that fight. I have a lot of faith in him. Next fight, I think we're going to see a great performance from him. That fight wasn't what I wanted to see. And that just reemphasizes that. Throughout fight week, we got to coordinate this. Throughout fight week, I want to have meetings with these fighters. I want to speak to them. I want to explain to them how to skyrocket their careers. Because look, I can do my job to the best of my ability. I know how to promote a fighter. I can create superstars very easily. I know I've done it. No matter what the haters say, they know I'm good at promoting. But if they don't perform, what am I going to promote? You understand? They have the hardest job of all because they have to get in the pit and do it. Definitely, we need to have meetings with each fighter beforehand, and we'll get that done, you know? Inspire them.
And lastly for me, after such an outstanding night, you know, kind of pulling the receipts out a little bit, the people that really weren't on board maybe, what would you say to them now?
I mean, It's kind of absurd, man. I think, in all honesty, they see a bald man with a big nose and a beard, and they're like, yo, that guy looks like an evil James Bond character. He's obviously a super bad dude. He wears diamonds, and rich people are evil, and that's what they're thinking, and it's absurd. You know what I mean? Back home at the Goat Shed, I don't advertise this because there's no reason to advertise my good deeds, but we have 15 fighters living in the gym. We feed them 3 meals a day, 5 days a week. Which humble coach is doing that? Tell me. Name him, bring him here. It's not happening. I do that, my wife does that. We work 80 hours a week for these guys. I swear on my life, one of my guys fights on UFC Fight Pass, I spent $3K on flying out a training partner, paying for his meals, his flight, my flight, her flight, everybody. I invest back into my people, and now they're all my children, my fighters. Now I'm a president here. So I have a lot of children to take care of. And I plan to do the same thing here. I'm gonna do this with my full heart. I'm the craziest man you'll ever meet when it comes to work. And my wife is the craziest woman when it comes to work. And no one's gonna outwork us. We're too passionate and we're insane. You drink my piss today for the karate community. You know what I mean? Yeah. Who's doing this? Come on. You know? Come on, man. I got you guys.
Now, moving from being an MMA coach and a martial artist yourself into becoming the president of Karate Combat, do you think that your skills in those fields have helped you become and translate into this role?
I think I have such a unique perspective, not only because I used to fight, more so that I coach. And I coach from my heart, like truly I coach from my heart. It's absurd. I love my guys with such a passion. We're willing to dig ourselves into the ground for our fighters. My fighters are back here, they know it. I ride or die for all of them. That being said, that experience of seeing their hard work, where if they don't have fights, they might get into bad things in their lives, right? Where I have fighters living underneath my cage, where I find alcohol bottles under my cage. There's a lot of bad things that happen, the dark side of fighting that people don't get to see. A lot of hard work. Fight gets canceled. This guy spent so much money on his camp, and now what? Yeah, he can't even eat. Seriously, he can't even eat. It's a mess. You know what I mean? Having that passion as a coach and love for my fighters, and now I get to be president and see these guys, I feel for them. I know what they're going to. So when they come up to me and say, I need an opportunity, I'm like, I know you do. And we'll figure it out. I know. And I will get you that opportunity. I will skyrocket your career. I will work my hardest for you because I know what you're doing. You know what I mean? I see it. I see it every day in my gym. So.
Yes, sir. Very passionate. Thank
Yes,
you so
sir.
much.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Yes.
It's your birthday.
Oh my God.
Birthday to you.
That's crazy.
Happy birthday to you.
I totally forgot.
Happy birthday, President Austin.
I appreciate you. Thank you guys. Hey guys,
To you.
all you guys, I know you don't believe it yet. It's my first event, but for real, whatever I do in my life, as far as work is my life, you guys are family to me. Family to me. I'm ride or die with all you guys, so I appreciate you. Definitely. Os. Let's go. Yes, sir. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you. Thank you for the happy birthday. Yes, sir. Thank you.